So I recently learned about something called a mismatch disease, which is fascinating. It's basically when you take an animal out of its natural environment and you put it in a foreign one that is completely fabricated and unnatural, like a cage and zoo. And when you do that, animals start to get these diseases that are stress related. They start to get chronic illnesses and psychological problems. And I can't help but feel, being back in the city, that there's a lot of similarities between animal being in its foreign environment and humans walking around a place like this. This is a foreign environment. This is a manufactured experience that is not our natural state, and I feel like we've forgotten that. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that all of modern life is bad, and I'm not here to make a negative video complaining about it. I just want to offer a perspective that I've kind of opened my eyes to, because I'm like, if you are feeling unwell, which we so often do, I don't think that it's necessarily your fault, or my fault, or anybody's fault, because I think what we're feeling is just a natural response to an unnatural environment. So this is on my mind because obviously I've been living in the middle of nowhere basically for the last 6 months. So coming back to this place, to a city like this, is just blowing my mind because I have such an interesting perspective on it. And one of the things is that when you're living in it, it feels normal, but I can see how unnatural and abnormal it actually is, especially to our biology, because I feel it in my body. I'm like tense and feel like there's something wrong and I'm kind of freaking out. So I was like, how normal is this? Like living in a place like this in our history of being humans? The answer, as you probably can suspect, is it's the farthest thing from normal that we could probably get. The question is then, how are we meant to live? Like, what is our natural environment? Is it this? Is this what we're meant to feel and to experience? Humans have been around for about 300,000 years, and for about 95% of that time, we were hunter-gatherer groups. We lived off the land in small little communities. We've only lived in little civilizations for the last 10, 12,000 years. So this is very new. I keep thinking about this other question, which is how far can you take an animal out of its natural environment and push it almost to its breaking point before it actually does that? It starts to break. I can't help but feel that we've kind of reached that point. All right, let me hit you with some facts because this kind of blew my mind. A lot of these things, modern life feels normal, but it's really, really new. So the Industrial Revolution that basically started all of this started only about 266 years ago. And then in 1879, Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. That was less than 150 years ago. These big buildings behind me, the skyscrapers that we're so used to seeing, first recognized one in the world was built in 1885. That was only 141 years ago. Now this is the one that really gets me. The 40-hour work week that we are so used to living by and following was only officially introduced 86 years ago, in 1940. Now, I'm not going to ignore all of the terrible things that happened with workers in the Industrial Revolution, and factory workers, and there's slavery, and all of these things over the course of history. This is not a history video, but I do want to just point out that this kind of modern structure that we all follow was not actually like officially implemented until 86 years ago. And I just want to put into perspective the smartphone, this thing that we're all addicted to and that is kind of ruining our lives, has only been around for 19 years. The iPhone was introduced in 2007. If you think about human history as a 24-hour day, we've only had smartphones for the last 5 seconds. The point I'm trying to prove and share is that all of this is so recent. Basically, within the last 200 years, our lives have completely changed from how they really used to live. All of this didn't really exist. The skyscraper did not exist 200 years ago. So to me, it feels like it makes a lot of sense why we all feel kind of unwell and just like are rejecting our environment, because that's what's happening. Our bodies aren't meant to be in an environment like this, and I think if we stop long enough to remind each other and look around, we can see that. So the question then obviously is, what do we do about it? Like, how do we solve this problem if the majority of the world lives this way, and it's the way we've built our society. And I wish I had the answer. I don't have the answer, but I do think that the more and more of us that can step off the machine and like come out of this environment and just be aware that this is not natural, even if it's just going to a place like this, which is a park. I'm not in the middle of nowhere right now. There's an airport right there. I got planes going overhead. I can hear the traffic over there. But this to me feels nicer than where I was earlier. I think that we have the answers. I think that the actual answer is that we know what to do. Living in nature, spending more time in nature, not only makes us feel better, but I also think it reminds us how to live. We can follow the natural cycles of things because nature is very cyclical, right? There's different seasons and things grow and change, and those natural cycles are things we used to follow. But the way we've kind of built our lives is just go, go, go all the time. There's no stop, as if we are machines, but we're not. We're natural beings, which means we need to follow those natural cycles. So I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm never gonna do that. But if the things I'm talking about resonate with you and you do feel this disconnect, then I wanna share how I view health. It's simply just remembering that for 95% of the human experience, we lived as hunter-gatherers, living off the land, following nature. We are natural beings. Reminding myself that I'm a human animal and my biology wants me to feel a certain way and do certain things. It helps me to find things that do make me feel better. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by everything going on, you're not alone. There's a lot happening in this world, but I hope you can find some peace in knowing that I think the answers to feeling better are much simpler than a lot of us make it out to be, because we know what to do. We just need to remember what environment we're meant to live in and the way we're meant to operate. And I think if you can do that, everything starts to feel a little bit easier. There is a thunderstorm coming, so I'm gonna pack this up and head home. But I will see you in a couple weeks.